at this particular question. So we are going to be solving equations. Our question or statement here is find the value of x, that makes this equation true. So we have this equation, 6x plus 8 equals 50. I'm going to go ahead and write that down in the bottom. So we have 6x plus 8 equals 50. Okay, so if I look over here on my left side, I have I guess two different things. It's technically the same. So we are looking at what should we do first, what should we do second, and then also the bottom talks about the inverses of each other. So it's things that undo each other. So in other words, if we're talking about opposites, right, or inverses, if I have a plus sign, then I'm going to do a subtraction, multiplication, division. So what does that mean? And what does that have to do with this equation? First thing we're going to do is go ahead and draw a line straight down that equal sign. Okay, so I want to get that x alone. So I am going to draw a box around 6x because that's my target. That's what has the x, so it's a 6x. That's what I want by itself. So if I look at the left side, I have that plus 8 right there. That is pretty much in the way of having that 6x by itself. So what am I going to do with that? I'm going to go ahead and move it out the way. So I have a plus or positive 8. What is the opposite of a positive? The opposite of positive is subtraction. So that means that I'm going to subtract both sides by 8. So then here we have 8 minus 8. And then we have 50 minus 8 that you guys can always put into your phone calculator. You can put it into decimals. So 50 minus 8 is 42. Okay, and since 8 minus 8 is 0, I don't need to put the 0 there. Okay, we're just going to leave it alone. But I am going to bring down this 6x. So 6x equals 42. Now we want to still get this x by itself. So notice how now the 6 is in the way. Well, when there's a number that is right next to the x, that means we have multiplication. Okay, there is no addition sign, there's no subtraction sign right in the middle. It's not a fraction, so therefore it's not divided. So it means multiplication. Well, how do we split the multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is division. So that means that we're going to divide both sides by 6. One thing that I didn't mention at the top right here is that whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to make sure that I do it on this other one, right? So that's why I subtracted 8 on both sides. So in this case, if I have my 6, I am going to divide both sides by 6. And notice how I have a positive 6. I don't change the sign. I just leave it as it is. Okay, so then 6 divided by 6, that cancels off. If you type that in your calculator, 6 divided by 6 is 1. Okay, so then we have 1x equals, and then 42 divided by 6. Again, you can type that into your calculator, and then that gives you 7. Okay, so we don't actually need to write 1x in the front because that's the same thing as just saying x equals 7. All right, so then that becomes our answer there. And then to just do a quick check to see if it's correct, I'm going to plug that back in to the equation. So I have 6. I know that my x is 7. So I'm going to put that as 7. And we'll cut over that easy. Plus 8. So we want to see if that equals to 50. All right, so we type this in. That 6 times 7 is 42. 42 plus 8 is 50. So then that is correct.